Assessing readings. The goals of reading assessment is to provide feedback on the skills, process, and knowledge research that represent reading abilities. Reading assessment are used for many purposes. However, a process of reading assessment begins from an understanding of the reading construct, an awareness of the development of reading abilities, and effort to reflect the construct in assessment text. Types genres of reading. 1. Academic reading. Reading texts relate to the world of education. These types of reading usually consist of formal reading such as desk paper, titles, dictionaries, newspaper. 2. Job-related reading. Text relate to job. This type of reading is the type of reading used in the world of work. For example, electronic mail, financial documents, attendance announcements. 3. Personal reading. Reading text relate to privacy. This type of reading is used for private functions. For example, reading in the form of literary works, personal documents, greeting card, invitation, recipes. Assessing grammar. Grammar is one of the important language areas that is assessed separately or integrated with other knowledge and skills. In assessing grammar, the aim is to assess grammatical knowledge from and meaning as well as pragmatic knowledge. In this case, it discusses the grammar that has been conceptualized, implemented, and researched over the years. More specifically, it describes the role grammatical knowledge has played in some conceptualization of language knowledge. Then review some general principles of grammar text design. After that, it discusses four approaches to grammar assessment. 1. Discrete point approach. 2. Assessment approach. 3. Second language production feature approach. And 4. Developmental approach to grammar assessment. And then assessing listening. The importance of listening. Listening plays an important role in developing language skill because listening is the main factor in communicating. Because we listen first and then the result of what we listen to are what we will reveal. Therefore, it can be said that a good speaker is also a good listener. Basic types of listening. 1. Intensive. Test the smallest part of language, such as phonemes, word, intonation, discourse makers. 2. Responsive. Respond appropriately to what has been heard. In this case, the test taker is expected to able to master a question in order to be able to answer the question correctly. 3. Selective. The test taker is able to choose the most appropriate answer based on the specific information that has been heard. In selective listening, students are usually asked to listen to names, number, directions, or certain facts and events. 4. Extensive. In extensive listening, a broader and more general understanding is needed. Usually includes the essence or main idea of what is heard. And then assessing writing. Methods of writing assessment vary depending on the context and type of assessment. The following is an incomplete list of writing assessment frequently and administered. 1. Rubric. A rubric is a tool used in writing assessment that can be used in several writing contexts. A rubric consists of a set of criteria or descriptions that guides a writer to score or grade a writer. 2. Time essay. Time essay tests were developed as alternative to multiple choice in direct writing assessment. And 3. Portfolio. Portfolio assessment is typically used to assess what students have learned at the end of the course or over a period of several years. Course portfolios consist of multiple samples of student writing and a relative letter or essay in which students describe their writing and works for the course. And the last, assessing speaking. Speaking is a crucial language skill which we use every day to communicate with others, to express our views, and to project our identity. In today's globalized world, speaking skills are cognitive as essential for international mobility, entrance to higher education and employment. Factor that affect spoken performance, among others, quantitative methods were more frequently employed to interrogate the inference of evaluation and generalization, whereas qualitative methods were more frequently utilized to investigate the explanation inference. Find and provide example for each. The five types are as follow: imitative, intensive, responsive, interactive, and extensive.